Hey, this is Professor Homa. I'm going to run through making an image for your first HTML page. Your image is going to be 840 by 200 pixels high, 840 wide by 200 high, and I'm going to show you how to do it with Pixlr editor online, so you don't need to have Photoshop or anything running. You can use Photoshop if you want, but I'll try to do it with Pixlr, and I'm going to open the web app Pixlr editor, and I'm going to open an image. When it comes up, I'm going to open an image from my computer, and I'm using something of mine. You can use anything of yours. Some kind of landscape or something outside would be nice. I'm going to use this one I took out of the frozen dam, and I'm just going to open it up. Now when I open it up, one thing I'm going to want to check is that how big it is. So I'm going to go to image size, and I can see this thing is 3,000 pixels by 2,400 pixels. And if I said I wanted it 840 by 200, I'm not going to make this 840 right away, but maybe I'll make it like 900, just to get it down a little bit. I know I'm going to want it a lot wider than it is high, so even 940, I'll give myself an extra 100 pixels to play with. I'll do that to start. Okay, now I'll zoom in a little bit here, so it's kind of filling up my screen. And what I can do, if I have this navigator over here, I could use my crop tool, and if I keep an eye on it, I'm going to make something you could kind of watch. I'm looking at the width and height. I'm going to try and make this so it's like 840 by about 200, or close to it. I don't have to be exact, but I'll go up to 200, and you can see what I'm looking at, the width and height over there. I'm going to leave go, and then I can grab this and move it around. And that's about okay for now. Again, we just want to try something out here, and it's just going to be for a little header image in our first HTML page. So that works about right. I see a little bit of sky there. I'm seeing a little bit of the dam, a little bit of the sky. It's not perfect, but for a little header image, this is going to work. And already I have it perfect, but even if you didn't have it perfect, you could change it when you're done. But this is going to be 840 by 200. And all that I have to do after using this crop tool up here is hit enter or return. And there's my image. I'm not really going to do anything else with it right now. If you want to mess around with some of the image adjustments, levels, you can try that out. You could lighten it up a little bit. I might want to lighten the midtones just a little bit, so I see a little more detail. And I could lighten the shadows a little bit by going down here, since we don't have shadows highlights. And I'll hit OK. And there's my image. And after doing a big scale like that, I also might want to go to Filter, Unsharp Mask. And I'm going to put my threshold to 0. I'll leave my radius at 2. And I'll leave it at about, maybe I'll even go a little less. I'll go like 40. Somewhere around 40, and I'll just hit OK. Just give a little crispness to my picture after reducing it so much from 3,000 pixels down to like 840. Okay, that's my image. I just want to save it. And I'll just call it, you could call this all the same thing. I'm just going to call it Ex4 header. I won't even put a space in there. I'll just call it Ex4 header. Now I don't have to put .jpeg because it will show up there automatically when I hit the OK button. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit OK. Now where I'm going to save this, you might say, well, where are you going to save this? I'm going to go to my Ex4 folder. Now I already made an images folder, but if you don't have one, you should hit new folder and make sure that you have an images folder. And this is that Ex4 one that you should already have. I'm going to go into images, and I'm going to save it as Ex4 header, and it's already putting the JPEG, and I'm going to hit save. And that's it. I'm done. So all that you need for Ex4 is just some kind of header image that you could put into your HTML file. If you want to use a picture you took, if you want to find something off of Google, whatever you want to use, that's fine. We'll crop it down to 840 by 200, and then we'll put it in your HTML file when it's time to do that.